Okay, today's daf is daf nun ches. We're going to start on daf nun zayin amud beis, 3 lines from the bottom. Rava ki abachazi chamri de shakli afro. Nun zayin amud beis, we're starting. We spoke about, we'll do this line over, we did this yesterday. There was this dirt in Bavel that was one of the klolos of Bavel. There was a certain place in Bavel that had this dirt that the animals from this place were not able to leave, to move, unless you took some of this dirt and put it on top of the animals. So Rava, ki al-chazer chamri de shakli afra, when he would see these donkeys that had this dirt on them, taraf lahu yada gabayu, he would slap his hand on their back, va'amar, and he would say to them, ruhutu tzadiki lemeva dirusu dimraichu, and he would say to them, run, righteous ones, to do the will of your masters. Mar breid Ravina, ki avamati lebavel have a shakel afra besudori. The Mar, the son of Ravina, when he would come up to Bavel, he would take this dirt, and he would, in his sudori is his turban, the shadei levara, and he would throw it outside, lekayim mashenamar, to fulfill what it says in the pasuk, v'tetesiya b'matato hashmeid, and you should take a broom and sweep out to destruction, a broom of destruction. So one of the klolis that will happen to Bavel, so he would throw it out to fulfill the pasuk. Omar Rav Ashi said, I didn't hear any of these things from Rav Hamnuna. Rav Hamnuna was darshan that there's 5 brachos we say in Bavel. I didn't hear from Rav Hamnuna. On my own, based on my own das, I said all these brachos from Rav Hamnuna. Omar Rabbi Yirmiyah, next page. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar. Rabbi Yirmiyah ben Elazar said, Niskal leBavel, Niskal l'Shchaneha. When Bavel was cursed, all the neighboring towns was cursed as well. Niskal l'Shemron, Nisparchu Shchaneha. When Shemron was cursed, right? Shemron was the capital of the Malchi Yisrael. When Shemron was cursed, nevertheless, its neighbors were benched. So even though by Bavel it's Ayil Rasha l'Shchaneha, but Shemron was an exception, the neighbors were benched. How do we see it? Niskal leBavel, Niskal l'Shchaneha. Bavel was cursed; its neighbors were cursed. It's written in the pasuk, "V'samtia leMeiresh kapoid v'agame mayim." That the Bavel was overtaken by wild animals and became a swamp water. So all the wild animals went to the surrounding lands and made it inhabitable. But when Shemron was cursed, the neighbors were blessed. It says, I'll make Shemron, I'll place Shemron for a field, and next to it will be planting vineyards. So next to it, the neighbors were able to build up and make vineyards and grow things. Rav Hamnuna said, Haraya uchlusei Yisrael, someone who sees multitudes of Yidden, which is 600,000 Yidden. Oimer Baruch Chacham Harazim, he makes a bracha, benches Hashem, who is the sage of the secrets. The reason is because there's 600,000 different types of intellectual ways of thinking, and when there's 600,000 people, you have all of those kinds together. That's why Bar Sinai, we dafka had all 600,000 to have all the types of thinking together. And Hashem knows what knows all of them, and He knows what each person is thinking. If he sees the 600,000 goyim, Oymer, he says, Bush imchem v'goymer, your mother is embarrassed. Tana Rabbanan, we learned in a Braisa, Haraya uchlusei Yisrael, Oymer Baruch Chacham Harazim. Someone who sees 600,000 Yidden, he makes the bracha Baruch Chacham Harazim. Why? She'ein daitem daimel zelazeh, because their das is not similar to one to another. Everyone has their own das. Ve'ein pitzei fein daim zelazeh, and because of that, their faces are not similar to one another. Because their das, it's reflected on their face. No faces are the same, and therefore it's only Hashem that knows what every single one is thinking. Ben Zayma, he saw 600,000 Yidden when he was at a high vantage point of the Har HaBayis. So he was at a high place of the Har HaBayis, and he saw 600,000 Yidden coming up for Oil Regel. So he said two brachos. Omer Baruch Chacham Harazim. He said the regular bracha of Baruch Chacham Harazim. Ubaruch Shabaruch El Elu L'Shamsheni. And he also made a second bracha. Benches Hashem who created all these that serve me. So what's the pshat to the second bracha? Because Ben Zayma was a very special person, and basically the reason the creation of the world was to learn about Hashem and to perfect the world. So why do we need everyone else? So there's two reasons, the Rambam says. One is to keep him company, and two is to do the things in the world that's needed to serve those people, those rare people that the world was actually created for. So he's making the bracha to thank Hashem for all these, that he created all these people that help me live. Hu Ya'imer, Ben Zaymi used to say, Kama Yegiyais Adam Harishon Ashematza Pas Lechel. How much exertions did Adam Harishon have to go through until he got bread to eat? Why? He had to charash, v'zara, v'katzer. He had to plow and sow and reap, v'amar, v'dash, v'zara, and gather and thresh and winnow, uvir, v'tachin, v'hirkid, and he had to separate and grind and sift, v'losh, v'afa, and knead and bake. V'achar kach achal. And only after he did all these things was he able to eat the bread. V'ani mashkim. I wake up, and I find all these things, all this bread just set up in front of me. It's all done already. Another thing he says, how much exertions did Adam Rishon have to go through? Right? Adam Rishon was the first person. He didn't have anyone to do any of these things. He had to do everything himself. So until he found close to how much things he had to do. So Gazaz, V'libein, V'nipates, he had to shear the wool off the sheep, and he had to clean it and disentangle it. V'nipates, v'tava, v'arag, and he had to spin it and weave it. V'achar kach matzah beged l'lbash. Only after doing all these things would he have a clothes to wear. V'ani mashkim, I wake up, u'moitze kol elu m'sukanim lefanai, and all these, I get up and all these things, his whole clothes is ready for me. Furthermore, he said, kol umay sheiktei suvais l'pesach beisi, all the people of the nations are shayktais, they diligently come l'fasach beisi to the entrance of my house. V'ani mashkim mitzakol elu lefanai. I wake up and they're all there. But Zayma was a businessman. He didn't have to go to them to do business. They would all come to him to do the business. So, Hu Ya'imer. Ben Zayma used to say as well, Oyrech toiv mahu. What does a good guess say? So this is going to be a metaphor for how we have to, Hashem and the Yidden, we are guests in Hashem's world, so how we have to look at it. What does a good guess say? Ma'u Aimer. Kama tirches tarach balabayis b'shvili. How much bother, trouble does the balabayis go for my sake? No, that's before. Kama basar hevi lefanai. He says, how much meat did he bring for me? Kama yayin hevi. How much wine did he bring for me? Kama hevi lefanai did he bring for me? Kama gluskois hevi lefanai. How much rolls did he bring for me? V'chol mashetarach leitarach el b'shvili. Everything the host has done, all this bother he went through, is only for my sake. What does a bad guess say? What did this guy do for me already? Pas achas achalti, I ate one little piece of bread. Chaticha achas achalti, I ate one little piece of meat. Kais echad shasisi, I drink one cup of wine. Called teirach shetarach balabayis. Zeroi tarach al ishtei uvanov. Everything that this host has done, he didn't do it for me. I was just the extra. He did it for his own wife and children. So we see that one of the differences is that the good guest, he's constantly focusing on him. He did this, he did that. Another guy's focusing on me. I only got this, I only got that. So What does the pasuk say on the good guess? So it says in the pasuk, "Zecher kisaski palo yasher seiru anashim." Remember, so that you will aggrandize his work that men see. And on a bad guess it's written, therefore people will fear him. So it's interesting because in the Gemara in Bava Metzia it says that one of the things Talmid Chacham is allowed to lie about is about a good host, because if he starts telling everyone that he's a good host, everyone's going to run to him. So it says there's three things that Talmid Chacham is allowed to lie about. One of them is about a good host. But it means that that's publicly. It shouldn't go around publicly. But privately, he should say that it was a good host. Okay, getting back to the Uchlusa, the 600,000 people. The pasuk says there was a man in the days of Shaul who was old, and he came by Nashim. Omar Rava v'itei Rav Zvid v'itei Rav Yishaya. Rava says, some say Rav Zvid say, some say it was Rav Yishaya. It said, Ze Yishai Avi David. This is referring to Yishai, the father of David. That actually says clear in the pasuk. This is the part they're explaining. Sheyotza b'uchlasa, that he used to go out b'uchlasa with the multitudes. V'nichras b'uchlasa, and he would go in b'uchlasa when he would go out, and in v'darash b'uchlasa, when he would darshan, when he would teach Torah, he had uchlasa. He had 600,000 people. And Amar Ula said, Naktinon ein uchlasa bebavel. We learn that we don't make the bracha of when we see 600,000 people, chacham arazim, we don't make that bracha in Bavel because it's not so appropriate to make a bracha that there's 600,000 people in Galus. We only make the bracha in Artzral. And ein uchlasa pchusa meshishim ribai. Here's how we get the number. It says there's no uchlasa. When we use the word uchlasa, it's not less than 600,000 people. 10,000s. Tana Rabbanan, we learned in a Brisa. Haraya Chachmi Yisrael, someone who sees the Chacham of the Yidden, Omer Baruch Shachalak Mechachmasei Lireyav. Benches Hashem that he apportioned part of his Chachma to those who fear him. Chachmi Oide Kechavim, if he sees wise Goyim. Omer, he says, Baruch Shenasar Mechachmasei Libriyasav. Benches Hashem who gave from his Chachma to his creations. There's a difference between Chalak and Nasan, a portion because it's part of Hashem's Torah, and here it's just he gave them the Chachma that they have. Haraya Malchei Yisrael, Omer, someone who sees a Jewish king, he says, Baruch Shachalak Mekvedi Lireyav. Benches Hashem who apportioned from his kavod to those who fear him. Malchei Evdikechavim, Omer, if he sees a Goyish king, he says, Baruch Shenasar Mekvedi Libriyasav. Benches Hashem who gives from his kavod to his creations.
These are brachos v'shem malchus.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Omer Rabbi Yechanan, La'olam yishtadel adam l'rutz l'kras malchi Yisrael. A person should always try to run to greet a Jewish king. V'lo l'kras malchi Yisrael, but not only to run to greet a Jewish king, ela afilu l'kras malchi odikachavim, even to greet a Goyish king, you should run to do it. Why? She'im yizka, because if the person is zeiche yavchin b'malchi Yisrael malchi odikachavim. If you see how a Goyish king looks and the entourage he has in the procession, then if you're Zeicha, Mirz Hashem, you'll see Malach HaMashiach, you'll see the difference of the kavod awarded to a Goyish king and the kavod that's going to be awarded to Mashiach, and you'll appreciate it all the more so. Rav Sheshes Sagi Nar Rava. Rav Sheshes was blind. Havu Kozle Kuyama Lekabuli Api Malka. Everyone was going to greet a king. The Kam Azal Badayu, and he went along with them to greet them. Rav Sheshes Ashkeche Ahu Tzedaki. Rav Sheshes met when he was going a certain Tzedaki, a Sadducee. Amar Lei, he said to him, the Tzedaki said to Rav Sheshes, Chatzpe Lenaro Kigani Laya. Whole pitchers go to the river. Broken pitchers are for what? In other words, whole pitchers could go to the river to take water. But a broken pitcher, what do I need at the river? He's trying to say, you're blind. So what are you going? You're not going to see anything. So what are you going for? Amar Lei, Rav Sheshes said to him, Ta, come, chazid yedan et fei minach. You'll see I know more than you. What happened? They went. Chalaf Guna Kamaisa. A first troop of soldiers went in front, and Kika Avsha, when there was a tremendous noise and outcry, Amarle, Haut Tzedeki, that Tzedeki said to him, Asa Malka, the king is coming. Amarle, Rav Sheshes said, like Kasi, not coming. Chalaf Guna Taniyana, a second group of soldiers, troops came to pass by. Kika Avsha, when there was a big outcry, Amarle Tzedeki, Hasha Kasi Malka. It's like he said, now the king is coming. Amalei Rav Sheshes, Loika Asi Malka. Sheshes again said the king's not coming yet. Chovtli Sai, a third group came. Kikash Saka, when it was quiet, Amalei Rav Sheshes, Vadai Hashta Asi Malka. Rav Sheshes said to him, for sure, now the king is coming. Amalei Ahu Tzedeki, Menolach Ha. The Tzedeki said to Rav Sheshes, how did you know? Amar le, Rav Sheshes said to him, the malchus da'ara ke'ein malchus d'rakia. A kingship, a kingdom down below in this world is a me'ein, is similar to the malchus d'rakia. And what do we see about malchus d'rakia? It's written in the pasuk, say v'amadata b'harot ne Hashem. Go out and stand on the mountain in front of Hashem. V'hinei Hashem oiver v'ruach gedoyla v'chazak. And behold, Hashem was passing, and it was a great and powerful mefarei karim u'mishabeh slayim. There was a great powerful wind and smashing mountains and breaking rocks. Lifnei Hashem lo v'ruach Hashem. Went before Hashem, but Hashem was not in the wind. V'achar ruach rash lo v'rash Hashem. After the wind came an earthquake. Hashem was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, Hashem was not in the fire. Called the Mamadaka. After the fire came a small, low voice, and that's when Hashem came. So we see Hashem didn't come in the big winds and the earthquake and the fire. He came when it was very little noise, very soft. So that's how Rav Sheshes knew that only when it was quiet, the king was coming. Also Malka, Pasach Rav Sheshes. When the king came, Rav Sheshes said, opened the Kamavarichle, and he made the bracha that would make on the king. Omar le ho tzedeki, that tzedeki said, Leman the loy chazis le kamavarachas. He was mocking. He says, the one who doesn't see is making a bracha, something you can't see. You're benching. Umay havi aleh ho tzedeki. What happened to that tzedeki? What was his end? So, Ikadamri Chavrui Kachlinu Le'enei. Some say his friends, literally means painted his eyes, they knocked out his eyes. The Ikadamri, and some say Rav Sheshes Nasan Eino Boy, Rav Sheshes put his eyes on him, the Nasa Gal Shalat Samais, and he turned into a heap of bones. This is what happened to Tzedeki, who was mocking Rav Sheshes. Okay, another interesting story.
Powerful eyes for someone
that was blind, yeah. Rav Sheshes nagdi lahu gavra the bal mitzvahs. Rav Sheshes was Rav Shila nagdi lahu gavra the bal mitzvahs. Rav Shila was giving malchus to a certain person, a Jewish person, that had relations with a mitzvah lady, Egyptian woman, which is the punishment is malchus. Ozal ocho be kurtze be malka. He went and he was master him to the palace. Omar, he said, Ikochad Gavra biyudai. There's a person among the Yidden, the Kadoin Dinaboy Harmana de Malka, who's meeting out judgment. He's giving without the authority of the king. Shadar Alei Pristaka. The king sent a messenger to investigate the matter. So I guess he called in Rav Sheshes for Rav Shila to see what's going on. He also, so when Rav Shila came, Amrule, they said to him, my taima negadati lahai. Why did you give malchus to this person? Amarlu, he answered them, Deval chamerta. He said because he had relations with a donkey. Amrule, they asked him, Islach Sadeh, you have witnesses? Amarlu in. Rav Shila said to him, yes, I have. Also, Eliyahu idmi leiki inish v'asid. Eliyahu Hanavi came down, dressed up as a person, and he gave testimony, eidos, that the person had relations with a donkey. The difference is because this was a crime from the government as well. So now he had done a crime. Oh, so then they said, if that's the case, they said to him, he deserves to die. The punishment for this is the capital punishment. Amar Lahu, so Rav Shila said to them, Anan miyayma de galin ma'arin, from the day that we Yidden were exiled from our lands, less one reshus l'mikdal. We don't have the authority to do capital punishment. Atur mai devisun lavidubei. But you could do with him what you want. This is the crime he did. You are the government who could do that. So adim aini bebedina. While they were examining the case, they were deciding the case. So now Rav Shila had a little problem because he didn't really do this avera. He was only bald mitzvahs, which the punishment is not misa. So he had to kind of get him out of this situation. So pasuk Rav Shila Amar. Rav Shila began saying the pasuk. L'cha Hashem agdula v'agvura. To you Hashem is gdula gvura. Amruli, they asked him, my kamras, what are you saying? Amar Lu, he said to him, hachi kamarna. This is what I'm saying. Brich rachamana. Ben shiz Hashem diyal malchus ba'ara ke'ei malchus d'rekia. Ben shiz Hashem, who gave who set up that the kingship in this world is a me'ain of the malchus of rekia, the malchus of Shemayim. V'habechu shultana v'rach medina. And he gave you, he made you powerful and made you lovers of justice. Oye mishpat. So Amru, they said among them by themselves, Chaviva alei yikara de malchusa kuli hai. The glory of the government is so dear to him. Yahave kofa. They gave to him a stick. Basically, they said to him, now you have permission to do judgment, because they saw to him how dear the government was to him. So they said, you get to decide what to do. So Amrulay dun dina. They said to him, you decided then, you give justice. So I'm guessing he decided to let the guy go, because he Kyavinafik, when Rav Shila was going out, Amalu au gavra, that person said to him, Avid Rachman Nisla Shakari Hachi. Hashem did a nace for this liar, because the nace was that Eliyahu Hanavi came, and he's calling him a liar because he hadn't done the crime that Rav Shila had said. Amar later, Shila said to him, Rasha, Lav Chamare Ikru, are they your Rasha? Are they not donkeys? The pasuk Ikru, the pasuk calls them donkeys. It says in the pasuk, Asher Besar Chamairim Besaram. The flesh of donkeys, their flesh. So Chazye the Kaazl Memra Lahu the Kinu Chamari. Now Rav Shila saw that he was about to be master him again. He's about to go back and tell them that he called them donkeys. Amar, he said, Hay Raidefu. At this point, this person is already a Raidef. The Torah says, if someone's coming to kill you, you have a mitzvah to get up and kill him first. He took the stick that the government had given him, and he killed this person.
First halachmanas on him. He just hit him, right?
Huh?
First he just hit him.
At first he just hit him. The first time he gave him Malchus. And now he was putting his life in danger, so he was able to kill him.
And the Alter actually writes that misa, even though it's nispantel, misa that's not connected with Bezdin was never nispantel.
Okay. Omar, Rav Shila said, since I had a miracle that happened through this pasuk that they get L'cha Hashem Agdula, I'm gonna explain it. So he says, L'cha Hashem Agdula Zumai Sibratius. This is talking about the creation of the world, which is Chesed. He does great deeds that beyond comprehension. We don't understand it. V'agvura, the strength, which is Mitzvah Gvura. Zu Yitzis Mitzrayim, this was the taking the Yidden out of Mitzrayim. Shenemar, V'ayar Yisrael Sede Gdeila. The Yidden saw the big hand of Hashem. Vatferes, Zu chamu levana sha'amdu loy leYeshua. This is talking about the sun and the moon that Yeshua held up so the Yidden could fight more when they were entering Canaan. Shenamar, it says, Vayidim HaShemesh v'yirech Amad, that the Shemesh stood still and the moon stopped. The Shemesh stayed in its place and the moon stopped from coming out. V'netzach zumapato shel Romi. This is the downfall of Rome. V'cheinu Omer, and like it says, the Yaz nitzcham al begadai. Their lifeblood came out on my garments. V'hoid, the glory, zumalchamas nachli arnoin. This was the war of the battle of Nachli Arnoin. Shenemar, it says, Al Keni Amar B'Sefer Milchamos Hashem. Therefore, it says in the book of the wars of Hashem, Es Vahev B'Sufa. We explained this Gemara already. We explained the whole story. That there was these, when the Yidden were going through, there was two Mitzrayim in the back. I'm not going to say the whole thing again. You remember, and the Mitzrayim were hiding they had made holes in the mountains, and then they died and the blood came out. The mountains went back and they saw the blood. This is the war of Sisra, with the story of Dvaira and Barak. From Shemayim they fought, the stars from their ways. They fought against Sisra. This is the war of Amalek. As the Torah says about this war, for a hand is on the throne of Hashem. This is the war that's going to happen before Mashiach, the war of Gog Magog. It says about this war, that I Hashem against you, Gog, the sovereign leader of Meshech and Suval. For over every leader, he's saying that every single leader, however low it is, but if you're appointed as leader of something, that even the Reish Gargisa, which is the leader of the irrigation, but a very, very low level of authority, but he was in charge of something, Min Shemayim Minulei, they appointed him in Shemayim. Every level of authority was, some of that level of authority was appointed from Hashem. B'masnis Tana Mishmei Rabbi Akiva, Tana taught in the name of Rabbi Akiva a different drasha of this pasuk. L'cha Hashem Agdula zu Kriyas Yamsuf, v'Agvura zu Makas Pacheres, v'Atferet zu Matan Torah, v'Netzach zu Yerushalayim, v'Ahid zu Beis Hamikdash. We're holding Chesed with Beis. Tana Rabbanan, we learned in a brayso. Haroye Bati Yisrael b'Yishovan Omer. Someone that sees houses of Yidden in their inhabited state. This is the nice houses of Yidden. Baruch, he makes a bracha. Matziv Gvul Almana. Then Hashem who establishes the boundary of the widow. Because after the Churban, so that there's still houses, so he makes this bracha. But Churban Reimer, if he sees them in their Churban, if in their ruined state, he says Baruch Tayin Emes, Bench is the true judge. If he sees houses of Goyim that in their habited state, so he says, Beis Goyim Yisach Hashem. Hashem will uproot the house of the arrogant. But if he sees the houses of Goyim that are destroyed, he says, Kel Nekamis Hashem, Kel Nekamis Eifiyah. Hashem of Nekama, Hashem of Nekama, come. Ula and Rav Chisda were once walking on the road. They passed the house, what had once been the house of Rav Chana bar Chanilai, which was now in a state of destruction. Negad Rav Chisda v'idnach. Rav Chisda let out a big sigh. Ula said to him, why are you sighing? Don't you know that Don't you know that Rav said that a sigh breaks? The sigh breaks half the body of a person. Shenemar, it says in the pasuk, and you, son of man, sigh with the shattering of the loins. So the body was split in half. Rabbi Yochanan goes further and he says even the whole body of the person is broken by a sigh. And they will say to you, why are you sighing? You shall say, because of the report that is coming, that every heart will melt. And the pasuk goes on to say that the whole body will melt and fall apart. And some say they're not arguing. One's talking about the physical, and one's talking about the physical and the emotional. But we saw the point is that why are you sighing? It's very bad for you. Amar lei, so Rav Chisda said to him, Heichi lo yatnach, how should I not sigh? In a house that had 60 bakers during the day. And 60 bakers at night. They would bake bread for whoever needed it. His hand never left his purse from giving out tzedakah. The Savar Dilma Ani Bar Tevim, because he thought that maybe a poor person who's a son of good people would come at any time. And if you would have to go get his wallet, and by the time he get his wallet and get the money, the person would be embarrassed and go away. So he would constantly have his purse, his wallet with him to give the poor people money. Furthermore, he had on his house, like Avraham Avinu, he had 4 entrances on his house, one from each direction, so whatever way someone's coming, they could come and get what they need. Whoever came in hungry, would leave satisfied. And in the years of famine, he would throw out bags of wheat and barley. So anyone who would find it embarrassing to take it during the day, he would come and take it at night. This was the years of famine, so even people that weren't usually taking tzedakah in years of famine, they would, so they'd be even more embarrassed. So they would come at night, he would put it out at night, so they wouldn't have to, they would put it out, and they would come at night, so they wouldn't be embarrassed. And and now his house is ruined, it's rubble, it's gone. And I shouldn't sigh. Amarle, so Allah said to him, this is what Rav Yochanan said. From the day that Hashem destroyed his Beis HaMikdash, there was a gzeira that was decreed on the houses of tzaddikim, they should be destroyed as well. Shenemar, it says, it has entered into my ears that Hashem Tzavakai said, I swear that many houses will be desolate. Great and fine ones, it's talking about of tzaddikim, will be without inhabitant. Rabbi Yochanan said, and Rabbi Yochanan said that in the future, Hashem will return their houses and restore them to their inhabited state. Shenamar, it says in Tehillim, Shiramalis habaytchem b'Hashem kartziyin. Those who trust in Hashem are like Hartziyin, which will be, he says, Ma Hartziyin, just like the Hartziyin, just like Hartziyin, Hashem's Beis HaMikdash will be put back. So to the house of Tzadikim will be put back. So he said all this, all this to try to console Rav Chisda, who was so distraught at seeing this house. Ula saw that Rav Chisda was not calmed down, he was not consoled. So he said to him, it's enough that the servant should be like his master, that Hashem's house is destroyed, we're no better than him, our house is destroyed as well. Tana Rabbanu, we learned in the Braisa, Haraya Kivrei Yisrael, someone who sees Kivrei Yisrael, the burial places of Yidden, Baruch Hashayat, so Omer, he says the bracha, Baruch Hashayat Eschem Badin, Benched is Hashem who created you in judgment. He fed you in judgment. And he sustained you in judgment. And he gathered you into Ilam Haba in judgment. In the future, he will raise you in judgment. We say this bracha when we go to the aisle. If you weren't there in 30 days, maybe a little different lashon, but this idea. He would say in the name of Nachman a little bit different ending. He knows the number of all of you. If he sees the burial places of Goyim, he says, your mother is embarrassed. The same thing he says if he sees the Uchlasei Oivdei Kechavim. Omer Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi said, someone who sees his friend after 30 days, it's a good friend, he says, Baruch Shechianu b'kimanu b'genu l'zmanazeh. He makes a bracha Shechianu. If he sees him after 12 months, he says the bracha Baruch M'chaya Mesim. Omar Rav, Ein HaMeis Mishakeach Min HaLev El Achar 12 Chedesh. a dead person, a mace, is not forgotten from the heart of the living until after 12 months. This is why we say after 12 months, we say Baruch M'chai Mesim. You see, after 12 months, it's like, because Shenemar, as it says in the Pasuk, Nishkachti k'meis milev, hayisi k'chlei eved. I become forgotten as the dead from the heart, I become like a lost vessel. So, and when someone loses something, so the halach is that for the first 12 months, you have to try to find the owner. But after 12 months of looking for him, we say that he was. We assume that the owner was miyayish, gave up, and you could keep it. He no longer remembers about it. So that's so similar as a person that after 12 months he's forgotten about. Rav Papa v'Rav Huna braid Rav Yeshua v'Kazib Orcha. Rav Papa and Rav Huna, the son of Rav Yeshua, were once going along the road. Pagu bei b'Rav Chanina braid Rav Ika, and they met Rav Chanina, the son of Rav Ika. Amrulei, they said to him, now that we see you, we're going to make 2 brachos. What 2 brachos? First of all, Baruch Asher Chalak Mechachmasei L'Reyav, the bracha that you say when you see a chacham of the Yidden. And V'Shachianu, because it had been more than 30 days since they had last seen him. Amar Lahu, he said to them, now that I see you, Chashtinchu Elavai it's like I'm seeing 600,000. You're as great. You guys are as great as 600,000 Yidden, and as explained earlier, because how I explained that 600,000 represents all the kinds of way of thinking. I was trying to say that you guys are so great that you have this idea, this trait. So I see you. I'm going to make 3 brachos. So Hanach Tarti, the 2 that you made on me, I'm going to say on you. And Uvar Chacham Razim, the bracha and the Uchlas say on sing 600,000 Yidden, I'm also going to make. Amrulei, they said to him, Chakimat Kuli Hai, you're so smart. Yahabu Be'enayu, they set their eyes on him, V'shachiv, and he died. So the Mefarshim explain what's going on here, that they say that, first of all, we see that he disagrees with Ula, that we don't make the bracha in Bavel, because also we don't make the bracha in Bavel, they were in Bavel, and he made the bracha. But some say they said that you think you're so smart, others that you have this. That you're not so smart that you don't have this chachma. You're able to know that the chachma parts of what's on everyone's face. So you shouldn't have said this bracha. And some say it's because we don't see any source that you say this bracha. So therefore you made a bracha of atala. So they set their eyes on him and he died. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi said, someone who sees someone that has a lot of freckles. He says, bracha baruch mashana habriyos. Says the Gemara, they asked, it says in a brayso, someone that sees someone that's unusually black. Or someone that has unusually red skin. That's halavkon, or someone that, someone has unusually red skin. That's halavkon, someone that has unusually white skin. That's hakipeach, a person who is obese. Rashi says that he's so much so that you can't even see his height is covered by his size. That's hananos, or a dwarf. That's hadarnikais, or a person with warts. Oimer, he says the bracha baruch mashanas habriyos. As hakiteya, someone who sees someone whose hands were cut off, amputated. As a suma, or a blind person. That's besuya eroish, someone whose hair is matted, it's like stuck together. That's a chiger, or a person whose leg is amputated. That's a mukesh chin, and a person who has boils. As habakanim, someone who has a lot of freckles. Oimer baruch ta'ina emes. So you said, Rabbi Shimon Levi said that Bakadim says baruch mashana briyos. And this price it says that if you see someone that Bakadim, you say baruch ta'ina emes. So which one is it? Which bracha do you say? So the Gemara answers, like kasha, it's not a question. Ha mimei imai. This person, if he sees that he makes the bracha baruch mashana briyos, is someone who was born that way. Ha beside the iskilid. And this person who says the bracha of dayan emes is someone that happened to after he was already born. And the Gemara says daikanami. It's actually it's meduyak from the words of the brisa. The katane dumya the kiteya. It says it next to the word the kiteya, someone who's an amputee, and that happened l'chayra after he was born. So he says, Shmamina learned from this that it's only after he was born, if he got these things, that he makes the bracha of dynamis. But if he was born that way, he makes the bracha Baruch Mishana Briyos. Tana Rabbanon, we learned in a Braisa, Haraya Pil Kaif, the Kipaif. Pil Kaif, the Kipaif. Someone who sees a elephant or a monkey or a owl, Oymer, he says the bracha Baruch Mishana Sabriyos. Mention Hashem who makes interesting, different creations. Ra Briyos Taives, someone who sees exceedingly beautiful creations. Bilanais Taives, or beautiful trees. Oymer, he says the bracha Baruch Shakacha Loi Bai Lamai, Ben Shez Hashem who has such in his world. Okay, we'll stop here for today.